515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We are taking all callers. Give me 1 second. We're going to connect the audio and get straight to the show, folks. Hold on 1 second. Salutes to everybody.
Blog Radio.
Salutes, everybody. It's your boy Long Beach Joe, and I am back at it. Okay? I'm back at it again. All right? It is time to talk. We have a lot to discuss. Listen, this New York Jets football team, we're 6-3 right now. Going up against these Patriots, we got to go up to their spot. We got to go up to Foxborough, handle business. All right? We win this game, we could end up being first in the AFC East. It's a lot to discuss with this New York Jets football team, and we're going to get into it all. Let me go ahead and kick off the show. Listen, I am the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. Listen, your boy is on iTunes, okay? Go on over to iTunes, search The Long Beach Joe Show, subscribe to the podcast over there, all right? Hit that subscription button over there, and also leave your boy some feedback. You know what I'm saying? Leave me a 5-star rating. Let me know how you folks feel about what I'm doing over here. So go ahead and hit that. You know what I'm saying? Your boy is also on social media as well in other spots. I'm on Twitter. Going over to Twitter, at The Long Beach Joe, at The Long Beach Joe on Twitter, okay? You can check on me over there. My personal page is at YoungJ000. Again, at YoungJ000. Listen, follow me. I'll follow you right back. Let's go back and forth and talk about this football team. I'm also on YouTube as well. I have people hit me up all the time and be like, whoa, Joe, I didn't know, you're on YouTube. You do the show live? Yes, we do the show live, okay? We do live game reactions. I post other content as well. Come on over to YouTube, okay? Type in Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube, okay? Going over there and do that. Hit that subscription button. Hit that notification bell so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. A lot of people be, hey, Joe, you looking good, man. We didn't know you did live. You got a voice for radio. You got a face for TV. I'm like, oh, I'm not cocky. I'm not arrogant. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people feeling how your boy look. Thank you. Salutes to everybody. Come on over to YouTube and check me out live again. Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Long Beach Joe Jets. Subscribe and hit that notification bell. Listen, we got a lot to discuss. We got a lot to discuss tonight, people. So many things going on with the New York Jets. So many things, so many great things going on with us, and a lot of questions going forward as well. We're going to be talking about Zach Wilson, the upcoming matchup against the Patriots. Again, we got injuries. But before we get to that, everyone knows that here on the Long Beach Joe Show, I'm all about positively impacting my community, doing whatever I can to spread the word about all the good things that people are doing. And we're going to be speaking to Amy Costa tonight from the Community Food Bank of New Jersey about all that they're doing in this time. As we know, this is Thanksgiving coming up. There's a lot of people out there that may be food insecure. So we're going to talk to Amy really quickly and have her speak to us about everything that they're doing over there at the Community Food Bank of New Jersey and how they're impacting the community. Amy, I want to thank you for coming on to the Long Beach Joe Show tonight. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Thank you so much for having me tonight. I'm excited to be here and talking with you about our mission at CFB&J.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is what I'm all about. And again, I want to thank I want to thank you and everyone else that does so much over there to impact this community. Now, we talk about all the things that you folks do over there at the Community Food Bank, help a lot of people out. What are some of the challenges that you face attempting to provide food for those that are food insecure?
Yeah, right now it's a really interesting time when we're talking about food insecurity. Coming out of in this, what we hope is the post-pandemic world, we have 650,000 people in New Jersey who are food insecure. When you put that into context, it's one of every 13 people. And even further, that's one of every 11 children in New Jersey because about 175,000 kids are classified in this category. And that's really challenging because the need is great, right? But then you also kind of layer in the context of, consumer prices are up, food prices are up year over year, 11.2%. And also in New Jersey, we've also taken a wage hit where people are making about 3% less than they did last year in new jobs. And that's really challenging in terms of the amount of people we need to serve and also just the experience that they're having. On top of that, there's a ton of supply chain issues in terms of availability for food and cost. So, it's a challenging time and we really need your help.
Yeah. Yes. Wow. You dropped some real knowledge there. And even like you said, people taking wage hits. What are some of the things? Because there's a lot of people that really think that the food bank only is concerned with people that are homeless. What do you say to those that don't know that you folks deal with a lot of people that are working poor and are still trying to get their next meal?
I would say that the homeless community in New Jersey is one that we faithfully serve, but that the face of food insecurity and hunger is different from what we once thought it was. And, it could be your neighbor or the person walking by you at work that is making a decision between buying diapers for their baby or dinner for themselves that night. People are put in, really hard positions. And we really work to, at Community Food Bank New Jersey, we work to try and not only serve those who are in need, but, find a resolution for this in the end. Our goal is to end hunger, but in the meantime, when we can't, we serve those. And they're not just homeless people, it's everybody.
Yeah. Yes. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people, and I've had a lot of discussions with people, and I speak to them about the Community Food Bank in New Jersey, and I say, hey, listen, like you said as well, the faces, there's a lot of people out there working that still can't get to their next meal. And like I said, and that's why I applaud you folks and all the work that you do, because you folks are helping them as well. Now, can you fill us in about your upcoming turkey drive? Tell us all about that, and how exciting is it to have that event on the horizon?
It is so exciting for us. We say it's our busiest time of year, but it's also our favorite time of year. It has a bit of a sad backdrop for us because those who are food insecure are trying to put, everyday food on their table every day. And when it comes to a holiday, it makes it that much more important to us that people are able to celebrate in the traditional ways, which is having a turkey on your table. And due to the avian flu this year and supply chain issues, turkey costs are up a ton. And on top of that, we see those numbers of people who are food insecure rising, and the ability for them to go out and buy a turkey is even more of a hardship. And so this weekend on November 19th and 20th, we are hosting our 22nd annual food drive. There are more than 70 sites across the state. Staff, volunteers, and community partners are going to be asking for donations of turkeys at churches and other religious communities, retail stores. And so we just ask that if you see us out there, give us a wave, support us, and donate if at all possible. Our goal this year is to distribute more than 37,000 turkeys and roasters for this Thanksgiving. And then in addition to that, 19,000 holiday boxes, which contain all the fixings, right? So gravy and stuffing and all those other hearty things that go on the side for this holiday meal.
Wow. And again, we're speaking with Amy Costa, the Senior Director of Supply Chain Logistics with the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. Again, please get in contact with them any way that you can. CFBNJ.org, the website you can check out with them. Listen, Amy, it's been phenomenal speaking with you. Before I let you go, can you please tell my audience how they can get involved with volunteering or donating to the Community Food Bank?
Yep. There's really 4 core ways that we ask for our community to get involved. The first is to give funds. For every dollar that you contribute, that provides 3 meals for those in need. To volunteer, if you go to cfbnj.org, you can donate or find opportunities for volunteerism to help us repack boxes and help get food out. To give food, so participate in local drives, consider hosting one at your work. Again, you can find those details on cfbnj.org. And then also last is just give your voice and to talk to others about how people in New Jersey are food insecure and to just create awareness that this is going on.
Yes. Amy, it has been phenomenal speaking with you tonight. Again, I want to thank you for all that you do for the community with the food bank. Thank you for coming on the show tonight. You have yourself a good night, all right?
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great show, and thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. You have yourself a good night. Listen, that was phenomenal. Again, Amy Costa, please get involved with them any way that you can, folks. Man, what a show. We started off real hot, man. I really love helping the community, but now it is time to talk, folks. All right. It is time to talk Jets, and boy, do we have quite a bit to discuss here. We're going to get to the callers in just a second. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Listen, the New York Jets are sitting in a position right now. We're 6-3. We're coming off of a bye. We're in second place currently in the AFC East. All right. We're in second place currently in the AFC East. Talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Who would have thought? You know, we snuck up on them boys and handle business. All right. Now we got this Patriots team coming up. We're going to be going up to their, stadium up there in Foxborough. If we can get this W, we could end up first place in the AFC East. All right. So the first thing I'm starting to look at when I look at this upcoming game, and again, I'll give you my summary really quickly before we get to the lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Lines are open. Everyone, please be patient on the lines. First thing I'm looking at is the New York Jets coaching. Okay. This was an issue in the last game. We saw that there were some problems with some adjustments. There was also some problems before the half as well that costed us too. Can this New York Jets coaching staff, Sulla, LaFleur, Ulbrich, get these guys going in the right direction, get everybody with their head turned in the right direction, coming off of a bye and going on the road against the Patriots? That is going to be a huge challenge for them. All right. I want to make sure that this team is ready and focused. I also need to see better second half adjustments. Okay. The Patriots literally are known for that. That's what they do. Okay. They adjust better than pretty much everybody else in the NFL. That's why they've won Super Bowls. That's why they've constantly been competing for playoff games, all of that stuff. Right. That's why they've dominated our division for so long, is because the adjustments, the situational football, they're always in a position to take victory out of the jaws of defeat. That's what they do. So you need to be fully prepared and have every man ready to go, looking, watching, to get every single nook and cranny of leverage that you possibly can from a coaching perspective. Listen, BELICHICK is on the other side of that line. He's on the other sideline, and we all know that guy, and we can't stand his guts, but guess what? He's one of the greatest coaches, if not the greatest coach, to ever be in the NFL. So you have to make sure that your guys have their heads screwed on correctly and they're ready to go. Also, I'm concerned about the penalties. The New York Jets, we've had an issue with penalties this season. You give up free yardage, you can continue to give the Patriots first downs with roughing the passer calls, or roughing or rushing, or illegal hits or anything like that. Any little piece of leverage that you give the Patriots, they are going to take. So we've got to be careful of that as well and be mindful, because penalties against the Patriots will cost you. They will find a way to get those points. Offensively, I'm looking at the Jets and I'm saying Zach Wilson has got to take care of the football in this game. He's got to be better than he was last time. All right, last time we played the Patriots, I think we lost 22-17. That was one of the worst games I have ever seen from Zach Wilson. It was bad. I'm talking bad. He looked terrible in that football game, man. Oh, boy. It was bad, man. He threw 3 picks in that game. He was running around. He was forcing things, trying to play hero ball. He's got to clean that up. He cannot do that. And again, in that game, he was cooking early. Things were looking solid, but he started to melt down late, and that was a lot of issues down the stretch with him trying to run outside the pocket and throw the ball to force the ball, into, guys that just weren't open. And he ended up throwing a lot of, interceptions in that game. So he's got to be mindful about what he's doing with the football. He's got to be smarter with the football, and he's got to take what the defense gives him. Not everything has to be super sexy. Okay. Not everything has to be 40 yards down the field. Make the easy throws and get rolling. Okay. That's all you got to do. Make the boring throws. If it's getting outside, throwing the ball away to survive for another play, do that. But if you're throwing picks, guess what you're doing? You're giving the Patriots good offensive field position, and they're going to find a way to punch it in and take the game away. Do not put us in a bad position. I think that if Zach Wilson plays within the system and handles business, I think we'll be solid. Also, the New York Jets are going to be facing pressure as well. That's going to be a big question again for Zach, because he struggled against pressure this year. He's got to clean that up, see things faster, quicker, be able to dissect things faster, understand what's going on out there with the defense. But the offensive line, they've got to pick up some pressure as well. Again, we have some injuries. Max Mitchell is supposed to, he's actually at practice, this week. He was returning to practice from the IR, so we'll see if they activate him. Now, that opens up about a 3-week window for him where they can activate him. Maybe they activate him this week. We'll see. But again, George Fant, he's still on the IR. It's looking like he's going to be out for at least another week. You look at Corey Davis as well. Corey Davis is day-to-day at wide receiver as well with his knee injury. So there's some hits that we have taken on offense, but particularly along the offensive line. Herbig has been playing solid, Cedric Odebushi. So we'll see what happens going forward. I'm wondering if they put Max Mitchell back in this week and kind of shake the offensive line up again with a change of right tackle. So we'll see what happens going forward with Max Mitchell and see if he's actually going to be out there. But again, he's going to be returning coming off that knee injury. Then you look at the situation with the running game. The New York Jets only had 51 yards rushing the last time that we played the Patriots. It cannot happen. We've got to go out there and run the football effectively and get things rolling early. Carter and Robinson, healthy dose of those guys opening things up, I think makes the game a lot easier for Zach Wilson down the stretch. I'm also looking to see what Mike LaFleur is going to be able to do with Elijah Moore. To put the guy back in the slot, can we get some plays that are going to find some ways to get this guy targeted, get the ball in his hands, and get rolling? Because I understand that Jets fans are upset with him. I get it. I know that he didn't handle the situation correctly. There's a lot of issues with him, requesting that trade. I completely understand the frustration and anger from a lot of Jets fans. But guess what? He's still a New York Jet. He's one of Zach Wilson's targets. LaFleur has to find a way to get the guy the ball in his hands, whether it's handing the ball off to him, whether it's, again, designing plays to specifically get him the ball. We've got to do something to get this guy out there because he's got talent. He's really good. We saw that last season. We were excited about this season, and things have kind of, went haywire there in that situation. But we've got to find a way to get Elijah Moore targeted. Garrett Wilson, I expect him to definitely find a way. He had a pretty solid game last game as well when we played the Patriots. I want to see his impact, especially, again, with Corey Davis day-to-day. It's looking like he's probably not going to play at this point. He's still dealing with that knee injury, but we will see. Again, the Patriots corners, Mills and Jones, I'm not scared of those guys at all. But I'm also looking to see what happens with Tyler Conklin. This was a guy that had a very solid game against the Patriots last time. He's really turned into a really good security blanket for Zach Wilson. I think last game he had 79 yards and I think two touchdowns, I think it was, in the last game. So I want to see what happens with the tight end position with Tyler Conklin and how he's going to be used to attack this Patriots defense. You also got to look at the situation again, man. This Patriots pass rush is serious business, all right? They got Wise, they got Judon, they got Bentley. How is Mike LaFleur going to draw things up so that Zach Wilson is not on his butt all game? And they will be bringing blitzes, all right? I want to see how this Jets offense handles the pressure. Then you look at the Jets defense. The pass rush has got to be on it, all right? We got to get after Mac Jones. We got to put him on his butt. We saw last game when you put pressure on him, that turns into turnovers. And Andrews, their starting center, he's dealing with a concussion. We'll see if he clears the concussion protocol. But at this point, he is questionable for this week as well. Then you also got Ramondre Stevenson. He must be stopped at all costs. Again, we're without Sheldon Rankins, who's dealing with an elbow injury. Looks like he's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks at this point. I'm looking to see how the New York Jets defensive line steps up. Solomon Thomas, Vinnie Curry, Quinnen Williams, John Franklin Myers, Bryce Huff, who's been playing great, Carl Lawson, Jermaine Johnson, who's now back out there. We got to keep things rolling. We got to stop the run against the Patriots because this guy, Stevenson, they hand the ball off to him, and they just let him run wild. He also comes out the backfield and catches the football as well. He's kind of like their guy. He's their big playmaker, to be completely honest, that I'm the most worried about. I'm also concerned with Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. You know, the New York Jets have had a history of struggling with tight ends. All right? I want to see if our linebacking core is going to be able to handle these guys in coverage because let me tell you something. You let those boys get rolling, boy, oh boy, you're going to have some big problems. So I'm really looking to see what happens there as well. I expect Whitehead to come down and help cover some of those tight ends. And then you look at Myers and Parker, the Patriots wide receivers. Parker's dealing with a little bit of an injury right now. But Sauce and Reed, I think, is going to lock those guys down. I'm not as concerned about those wide receivers because I think our secondary is going to be able to handle business there. But, the New York Jets have definitely got to go in there and handle business. Again, we're going into Foxborough. That place is a cold place, okay? We've got to be ready to the nines because if you're not, boy, the Patriots will absolutely dominate you there and take the game away. So we'll get to these lines, man. I can go on all day. I'm talking all day about this football game. I'm excited about it. Again, if the Jets can get this W, we'll be first in the AFC East, all right? So listen, 515-602-9639. Again, 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We are taking all callers. We're about to get to the lines. Please like the stream if you're watching me wherever you're watching me from. Also, share the stream as well with your friends and your family across the social media. Subscribe if you have not subscribed, and hit that notification bell so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. If you like to give to the stream, the super chat is there, all right? If you don't want to hit the super chat, the Cash App is at the bottom of the screen, okay? All right? So if you want to give to the platform, any way you get to the platform, it is greatly appreciated, all right? Again, I know I have new callers. You know what I'm saying? Salutes, everybody. I can see you, all right? Don't call in and hang up. Call in and hang up. When you call in, stay on the line, and I'll get to you. Just be patient. And also, do not curse on my show. I don't allow cursing. That's the one thing I don't, all right? All right, I ain't got time for that, okay? You curse on my show, I'll get you out of here fast. I'm talking fast. Faster than we got Adam Gaze out of here. Get your ass out of here. Get out of here. Well, it's a different time. It's a different day over here. So we're going to get to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. First caller I'm going to, I think this is my guy, Val. We're going to go to the Skype first, all right? Is this my guy, Val? Is this Val on the line here?
Yo!
Yeah, hold on. Listen, for those of you that do not know Val, he's a savage. Listen, Val, it's time to talk, man. It's time to talk. We got the Patriots, okay, coming up, all right? Lot to discuss here. We're 6-3. We could end up first in the AFC East if we get this W, right? Right now we're second. As you look at this upcoming Patriots game, what are your expectations for Zach Wilson, man? We know he played bad in the last one. Do you expect him to rebound in this upcoming game?
I don't think he played bad in the last one. I think he was like he played fine. He played
3 picks.
I don't think he played too bad. I think he was fine. He maintained his game. He didn't do too much to mess up or anything like that. But his accuracy was a little bit off. But he was fine. He was efficient.
Really?
I feel like this game.
He was terrible. In the last one, Val, he threw 3 picks in the last game, and 2 of those interceptions were the worst interception I've ever seen him throw.
The Bills game. I'm sorry.
No, we talking Patriots. We talking Patriots. The last Patriots game, he looked terrible.
Yeah, I was saying Darwin for that.
Come on, Val call in. He's crazy, man. Val on here acting crazy, bro.
You're smoking crack.
Stop. I'm like, what is he talking about? What is he talking about? He was terrible against the Patriots.
No, I was talking about the Bills game.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the last week's game.
No. So give me your thoughts, man, about this. Again, he's matching up with the Patriots again this week. Do you think he bounces back and has a better game against the Patriots going up there to Foxborough than he did the first time this year?
For sure. I think he's gonna have a better game this time around with more experience, and he has more idea of how the Patriots play, especially with their defense. They love to take away the first coverage, the first open person. They love to take away that first coverage that you first see. So then that makes you examine the field a little bit more, and they have the defenders coming at you because they're sending the blitz. So I feel like he's gonna play a little bit better. I feel like the game plan is gonna be better for the offense. For the offensive coordinator to draw up a better plays for Zach Wilson to make it easier for him.
Yeah. So when you look at the situation, are you concerned about him continuing to struggle against pressure? We've seen that have a big impact on him this season. The Broncos, he was bad. He just struggles and kind of stares at the rush. Are you concerned about that going against these Patriots? Because you know they're going to send guys because they know that.
Yeah, man. I can't even lie, man. Like, I feel like that's his Achilles heel. He has to work on pressure. He's going to see it. So he knows he's going to see it. He went against the Bills. To be honest, a lot of these games, they're fighting against really good defense. So I hope he gets adjusted to it and he knows what he's going to see. And I feel like, I feel like he might thrive. He just got to run forward. Just like I said, stop running back, run forward, and try to run for that first down.
So when you look at the situation with our run forward, y'all be killing me. When you look at the situation with our offensive line, right? Max Mitchell is supposed to be back at practice. Do you think the New York Jets will shake up the line again by implementing him back into the starting lineup and taking Ibushi out? Do you think that's something they'll do this week, or do you think they'll just allow him to kind of work himself back in and have the offensive line go out there as it is right now, with Herbig and Ibushi out there at right tackle and Herbig out there at right guard?
I mean, to be honest, I gotta give the offensive line, for the backups to actually stand, actually doing their thing, because I thought it was gonna be horrendous how they was, but they actually been stepping up and actually been really solid for us, But I just feel like, it's basically coming down to the how he feels during the game and how he performs. If he feels 100% that he could go, then I say let's bring him back in the offensive line. But so far, I feel comfortable with the offensive line, even though this is going to be a tough defensive line. Mm-hmm. But I say bring if he's up to it. I don't want him to get re-injured again. Okay. That's the worst thing to happen.
Okay. Are you expecting a big game from Elijah Moore? Do you think that we'll see Mike LaFleur make a concerted effort to get this guy the ball?
We got to give this man the ball, man. I feel so bad for him at times, because I feel like the thing is, man, like, he hasn't touched the ball since the Dolphins game, and that was a long time ago, and that was only one reception. So he only had one catch that Dolphins game, and that was the last time he ever touched the ball. So I hope he gets more touches on the offense, and we need to draw better plays. And I also want us to get Berrios as well too, with the Wildcat. I see we're kind of going away from that because I think we did it a little bit too much. So, but I definitely think we need to get that defense off track and stuff, get them off balance, because that's a good defense that we're about to go against.
Yeah, it is. Now, going to the defensive side of the ball with Val, do you think this defensive line will be able to get pressure without Rankins?
Oh yes. This is the most comfortable I feel about the defensive line, because we're bringing the defense. Joe, we finally got a pass rushing team.
Yeah.
Finally. We're bringing pressure to the quarterback. We sacked him a whole bunch of times. He was feeling the pressure, and he threw an interception, but it got called back because I guess we're going against Cobra Kai. I'm not sure, but I don't know what's going on with the officials. They're getting paid off. I don't know, man, but I just hope, we could definitely do what we did last time, and we was basically stopping them, man, and especially the D-line.
Yeah. Now, man, listen, how concerned are you about Ramondre Stevenson? This is a guy that they hand the ball off to. He comes out the backfield. Do you think this Jets defense will be able to key on him and get a stop?
That's the running back, right?
Yeah, that's their running back, their guy. That's their big playmaker offensively, man.
Great. I'm glad you brought this up, because that's exactly what they love to do. They love to do the wheel route.
Yep.
With the running back. That's exactly what they love to that's what's going to come down to. It's not going to come down to the secondary or the defensive line. I'm very comfortable with that. It's the defensive it's the linebackers. The linebackers are going to have a lot of work this game because I've seen they target the linebackers a lot. But yes, I feel like we have to stop that wheel route, and we got to be aware that that's going to happen. So, I just feel like, if they watch film and stuff, that they know that's coming. Because that, like you said, that's their playmaker. So they're going to really go with that because they don't really throw deep because they already know our secondary is very strong, so they're going to target our linebacker the whole game.
Yeah. Yeah, you're talking fact. Now, my final question for you, Val. When you look at the situation, do you think the New York Jets will continue to have the issues with penalties? How big of a concern is that for you going into this game against the Patriots?
The penalties. Yeah, we gotta really listen. We're going into Gillette Stadium. We're going to Gillette Stadium. Yeah. We have to keep the penalties down. We cannot, we gotta be efficient. We gotta treat this like a playoff game. Every game from here on out is a playoff game atmosphere. We have to, make sure we don't make no mistakes to hurt the team at all. We have to keep, this is going to come down to coaching as well, too. You got 2 weeks to prepare and stuff, so, we got to get back on our heels,
No, you're talking fact. Now, Val, before I let you go, man, give me your final score prediction. Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think this game ends up, man?
Joe, we getting our revenge. 24-17, Jets win. Let's go.
Okay. That's all right. Listen, Val, I got to let you go, man. We got other callers.
Number 1 spot in this division.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we I'm telling you, we get this W, we can get it. I got to slide off, man. I want to thank you for calling in. You have yourself a good one, all right?
Yes, sir. You too, man. Everybody like and subscribe to the page, man, and keep it up, Joe. Keep going.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, my friend. Listen, we'll keep getting to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're talking Patriots. We're talking Jets, man. This is going to be an exciting game here. I'm telling you, there's a lot to discuss, especially, again, Max Mitchell, IR, he returns to practice. I want to see if the Jets are going to try to shake up the O-line and implement him back in this week. We'll see what happens. So we're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking all callers. Next, I'm going to 973. 973, we're coming directly to you. All right, we're coming directly to you. Salutes to you, my friend. I want to thank you for calling in tonight. My first question for you, man. Jets are coming off a bye, going on the road. Do you think Sulla will have this team ready to face the Patriots going on the road, man?
Absolutely. Look, I mean, we beat Miami. We've beaten Buffalo. No one thought they were going to be able to beat Buffalo. I mean, they're doing some things that that the fans didn't think was possible. I mean, nobody thought it was going to be 6-3 at this point in the season this year. Sulla has really shaped up this team. So I think going to Foxborough, I think our chances are pretty good to win this game. We just got to watch the penalties because that's been the killer for us, in some of the games, and especially going up at Foxborough where they seem to favor that team that shall be nameless. So that's what we have. That's what we have to keep our eye on.
No, yeah,
or let's call it them.
Yeah, Listen, we definitely have gotten some tough calls go up against us, especially playing the Patriots. But this season, we've had an issue being heavily penalized, or even just penalties in critical situations. We've seen roughing the passer calls, particularly on John Franklin Myers, that help extend people's drives that really cost us. Just dumb stuff, ticky-tack stuff that have actually put us in a bad position. Yeah. Now, with that being said, man, when you continue to bang on coaching, because, again, we're playing the Patriots. BELICHICK is on that other sideline. How concerned are you about second-half adjustments with this Jets staff? Do you think they'll be able to make the proper adjustments? Because we saw in the last game, the second half is where the Patriots really got loose and took the game over. Are you concerned about the Jets being able to match them with the second-half adjustments in this upcoming game?
Concerned a little, but not overly concerned. I mean, because, we came alive in the second half in the game against Buffalo, so I think we can carry on and make the adjustments in the second half. Remember, this is not the same Patriots team that we had with Brady and Gronk. It's a different team this year than the last couple of years. So I think we can handle them now a lot better than we did with say we had Brady and the Gronk. So This is going to be a very interesting game coming on Sunday.
Yeah. So when you look at the situation offensively for the Jets, I think one of the biggest things that we're all looking at and wondering about is Zach Wilson. We want to see how he's going to be able to come out off a bye against the Patriots, who we've seen really give him fits over here, so far in his career here. There's a lot of fans, though, that are saying that he needs to come out and throw for over 300 yards against the Patriots and whip the ball around, and that's the only way that they'll consider that he's turned the corner. Do you agree with that line of thinking?
300 yards, I think that's a little bit much to ask for. I'll start for about 200. So I think that'll be just enough. 300 is a little bit much to ask for.
Okay. So you're looking to see him just come out and play within the system and make the throws that are there. That's going to be for you the way that you kind of see if he's dialed in or not?
Yes.
Okay.
As someone who's followed the Jets since 1975, I would know.
How concerned are you about his struggles against pressure? Do you think that he'll be able to kind of get better at that, especially against the Patriots, because they're going to bring the blitz? Do you think he'll be able to deal with the pressure that they're going to bring?
He doesn't have a choice. He has to have to deal with that. Otherwise, that's going to kill us. That Patriots blitz, is always going to kill it for us. That's been our biggest problem against them.
Yeah.
So he has to watch out for the blitz.
How important is it in your mind for the New York Jets running game to get going early in this football game?
Well, they have to get to a running start, because once the Patriots get the running start, they're like a machine. So we had to find a way to outrun them early and often.
Yeah, and we've got to
not make the same mistakes as done in the last game.
Yeah, you're talking facts. We've got to get rolling. And again, the last game we played against them, we only had 51 yards rushing. That we've got to get our rushing totals up. Yeah, that was not a good effort again, especially when we are a ground and pound run first kind of team here.
That was an effort.
Yeah. So when you look at Michael Carter, you look at James Robinson, we have to get rolling with those two guys. But another guy that a lot of people are looking at as well is Elijah Moore. Are you expecting a big input or a big impact from him in this football game now that he's been moved to the slot? Are you expecting him to get the football in his hands early and often, from this offensive staff? Do you think that they'll absolutely key in on him in this game and have him go out there and really kind of be the weapon X to destroy the Patriots?
Well, I hope so, because every team has an Achilles heel, but I think Moore has been our Achilles heel on the team, so he really needs to step up here, because if he doesn't, it could be a long afternoon for him. Yeah. I've watched him play. I haven't been that impressed with Moore so far. He's the only one that's been, the major downside of the Jets. Yeah.
So when you,
I don't think he can get his game into shape.
Yeah, I'm hoping that he steps up. But again, he's just kind of got lost in the sauce with all of the stuff that we have going on offensively, especially when our running game is really getting going. Yeah. So when you look at like Breece Hall was having solid games, and a lot of that stuff led to a lot less targets for him. And again, I know that he's been frustrated with his targets, but it kind of is what it is going forward. He requested the trade, but now that we've moved on from all of that stuff, it seems like the Jets offensive staff is going to find him a way to get the ball, moving him back to the slot where I thought they shouldn't have moved him out of. Moving him to the outside was kind of wild. He's not that big of a guy. Getting him back in that slot and allowing him to work those corners, I'm telling you, I think he has a big game. Last year against the Dolphins, he had a huge game, and he was being utilized in the slot constantly. He was making big catches and had a big run, had a TD in that game, and looked really good. So I'm excited to see Elijah Moore going forward. Now, my final question for you, my friend, is when you look at this Patriots offense, you're the Jets defense, you're looking at this Patriots offense, what player scares you the most going into this game from this Patriots offense?
I don't really think I was scared, because, like I said, it's not the same team as it once was. So I'm not really scared with any particular player from that team that shall be nameless.
Really? You're not concerned about Ramondre? You're not concerned about Ramondre Stevenson? That guy doesn't scare you? Like, none of these guys scare you, huh? You're fearless.
Not really.
Okay.
This year, yeah.
All right. So before I let you go, my friend, give me your final score prediction. Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think this game ends up?
It's going to be a very close game. It's going to be a very, I would say, more like on the defensive side, though. So I'm going to say it's going to be 21-17 Gang Green. And I'll discuss it on my show on Saturday.
All right, 21-17 Jets. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I hear you. Salutes. I want to thank him for calling in. It's all Jets so far. We're 6-3. People are feeling it. We're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is number. Call in. We're taking all callers. Next, I'm going to 973. 973, you're looking like a new caller. Give me your name, where you're from, and give me your thoughts on this Jets' upcoming game against the Patriots. What are your expectations for Zach Wilson in this football game?
Hello?
973. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So, my expectations.
What's your name? Hold on. What's your name? What's your name? Where you from?
Oh yeah, sorry, Rick.
Okay, Rick.
Rick.
All right.
Rick from Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah. So, my expectations is for Zach Wilson probably slightly different from people. I think we're going to see a little bit more of like Zach Wilson using his legs.
Okay.
Because I feel like one thing is like everybody knows at this point, like one of the Achilles heels to Patriots is they don't do well when the opposing quarterback run a lot. Okay. Now I don't expect Josh Allen's number, Lamar's numbers. This probably I'm hoping and want to expect to see like Zach Wilson use his legs a little bit more than he has so far this season.
Okay.
Again, just because I think situationally, you know what I mean.
Situationally,
yeah. I feel like this is how you really get to the Patriots, and not only that, kind of open up other lanes, like, even for the running backs and, like say passing and stuff. Because, again, then they're going to have to account for even Zach Wilson.
So you're looking
I'm pretty sure you saw in the last game.
So are you looking for, I don't mean to cut you off, but are you looking for more like designed runs? Like, some like run pass options with Zach Wilson? I mean, I understand that with the part of the game that you're talking about, but I think a better usage for Zach Wilson or a better way for our offense to really get rolling is for our running game to get going. I think that handing the ball off to James Robinson, Michael Carter in particular, I think that would be huge. If we can start running the football, we saw the impact that the running game had against the Bills, right? We got the ball on that last drive before we hit the field goal that gave us the W. We took the clock from 7 minutes and like 30-something seconds down to like a minute and some change left for them. They blew all their timeouts. That was all Michael Carter and James Robinson just running those guys down their throats. So I get allowing Zach to, do his thing and go out there and make plays with his feet. But I want to see Zach Wilson in this football game be able to get the ball out of his hands quickly because they're going to bring pressure. Bentley, Judon, Wise Jr., they're going to be sending blitzes. We all know that because they know that Zach struggles with pressure. So if you know that that's his MO, you know that if you bring pressure on this guy, it's either going to end up in a turnover or he's going to do something, try to scramble outside, make a bad decision, and put you in a better position as a defense. I think that it's all about getting the ball out of Zach's hands quickly, about him hitting the checkdowns, making the easy throws, and just doing what the offense doing what the defense, taking what the defense gives him, and just allowing the offense to flow through him while he plays in the system. That's my opinion on that. Give me your thoughts on that one.
So I agree with you for the most part, but again, I also think you should add, like I said, the legs, like I said, RPOs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Again, a well balanced, because to me is, again, this is just my view, is especially like last game, is one of the issues why I feel like comes to play when he makes mistakes and stuff is you can see he's forcing the ball. Even when he evades pressure, is like, okay, I got to try to make a throw and stuff like that. Versus this, hey, Zach, look, if you don't see anything, you see a little pressure, if they give you a little space, take a couple of yards here and there. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I'm not saying that should be like a core to the plan, but I think it should be definitely as part of the plan. Like I said, nothing too much. Again, very similar to the Bills game where he had a couple of plays. I think he had 2 design runs
something like
during that game or something like that. Yeah, something similar, but maybe just slightly more. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 10, 20% more. You know, nothing drastic. Just enough to keep them honest. Again, and mix it with the runs too, because again, I think it opened everything else up as well. You know what I'm saying? With the running and stuff like that. Mix it up.
So,
again,
so when you look at this
short passing, I definitely agree with that too.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, no, listen, and I hear you. Yeah. I can see the RPOs, and like I said, like you were alluding to as well, the short passing, I think Carter coming out the backfield, being able to get in space, catch the football, I think that's going to be huge. I think that matchup is going to be there. But another question I want to ask you, Elijah Moore, man, kind of gotten lost in the sauce with the offense, had some issues, requested a trade, came back, has just been kind of going out there, doing what the team asked him to do. What are your expectations for him in this game? Do you think he's a guy that we'll see the offensive coordinators make a concerted effort to get the football?
So I'll be all honest. So I don't really see it. Now, I see him maybe – I don't expect no breakout game or anything like that. What I expect is at best maybe a catch or two during this game. So almost like a stepping stone type of thing where it's all right, just follow me. So
no, go ahead, because I'm just wondering.
Mostly practice, get in the field, and maybe this game they're going to kind of peak him, where it's okay, all right, listen. Give him 1 or 2 throws just to get him going. I don't really see him being a real factor. I think they're going to finally let him, throw the ball his way, but I don't expect a lot. To be honest with you, the games I'm thinking of seeing more of Elijah Moore factor are more of the softer games. So the Lions, maybe the Bears, not so much because the Bears have a pretty decent defense, but maybe the Lions,
So, but
maybe
why
Seahawks?
Why
later in the season?
But
I think.
Why are we waiting?
Go ahead.
This is my question. I hear you, Rick, and I don't mean to cut you off, but what exactly are we waiting for? You got Corey Davis, who more than likely is probably not going to play at this point. He's still dealing with the MCL injury. He's day to day. When are we going to get Elijah Moore involved in this offense? When is it going to happen? Because this is a guy, again, that was a factor with the offense.
Said, later in the season.
Yeah, but why later in the season? Why not get him
I'm
involved now? That's what
I
hear what you're saying, but what I don't understand is, what is the point of having this guy out here with all the talent that we've seen? When we've seen this guy be scary talented. When he got drafted, literally, people were coming out saying he's the best wide receiver the New York Jets had ever drafted in our franchise history. I'm not lying about that. Right? Everybody was saying that. The analysts, guys that the media, the beat writers, the fan base, and then all of a sudden he goes from the best wide receiver the New York Jets have ever drafted to a guy that we don't implement in our offense on a weekly basis. Can someone tell me exactly what's going on with that? I'm
going
confused.
off of what I see, kind of like the pattern. I get what you're saying. Yeah. Trust me, I was literally saying the same thing for the last 2 games. Okay, this is a good game. I think they're going to – I feel you. It's not that I don't agree with you. It's this you asked me what I think is going to happen. I'm just telling you what I think is going to happen versus what I want to see. Like I said, I'm just going by this kind of the trend. They seem like right now they're very, very slowly easing Elijah Moore back into the game. You know what I'm saying? 2 games ago, he still had no targets. Then, what was it? The Patriots game, I think he had 1 target. Then the Bills game, I think he had 2 more, 2 targets. Doubled. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so to me, that's kind of what. Again, that's the trend I'm seeing, and that's what's my expectation based on this. What I've seen so far as the trend. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's I think they probably you're probably going to see more of Elijah Moore in this game versus the Bills game, but not much more. I think I think, again, like I said, I'm going based on the trend. And I think the trend shows that, like, Elijah Moore, like, breakout game is going to be that last 3 or 4 games in the season.
Wow.
Somewhere
Look,
there.
I
Again,
hear
based on
you.
the trend. Again, I'm just
I
talking
hear
about
you.
the trend.
I hear you.
You look at the trend. It's about the trend, you know?
I hear you.
So,
I really hope
that's what
that.
I'm saying. I'm not going based on what I want to see. I'm just going based on what the team is showing me.
No, listen,
And
I hear you. I'm
at
just
this
hoping
point,
that
you just
the
kinda
New
just
York Jets
embrace
offensive
it.
staff changes that trend because, man, if you're waiting this long to get Elijah Moore involved in the offensive game plan, honestly, you're stunting the growth of Zach Wilson. Because, again, everything that we have on this offense is about allowing Zach to succeed. Okay, everything that we built, the tight ends, going out and, you know, addressing the offensive line the way we did, and things have broken down there, but we've been able to kind of, you know, fix those situations with you know, glue and duct tape. We've been able to do some of that stuff, getting the patchwork guys in there. But the running back we drafted, the tight ends we got, everything that we've done, the wide receivers we added has been all about putting Zach Wilson in the best position to go out there and make plays. If you're not getting Elijah Moore involved in the offense effectively, you're hurting Zach, to be completely honest. And I hear what you're saying, but that trend has got to change with Mike LaFleur, especially, again, if they're moving him back to the slot, where we saw immense success from him last season that had people just clamoring to see what he was going to do this season for us offensively, then what are we doing here? We're just blowing through draft picks then. You got Mims, who's a second-round pick, who's screaming to get out of here, and now we got Elijah Moore, who's a second-round pick that was screaming to get out of here, feeling like he's not involved in the offense either. It's like, come on, we got to do something, right, Rick?
Hey, listen, I agree with you. Trust me, I really thought, like, these last 2 games I was going to see Elijah Moore, but again, I'm just going based on the trend.
No, yeah.
And I don't know what they're thinking. I really don't know what they're thinking. Maybe they're thinking, for now, we'll just use A or B or whoever they're thinking of right now, and they think that maybe they think they're going to pull it off like that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see, though. We'll see. Hopefully, again, like I said, at least a couple of good games from Elijah Moore this season.
Yeah. So my final question before I let you go, man, how concerned are you about the New York Jets' issues with penalties continuing to be a factor in this upcoming game against the New England Patriots?
Oh, that's a tricky one. So, like, it's New England, and to me, based on what I've seen, it always seemed like referees, when it comes to calling New England games, they tend to be a little bit ticky-tacky, you know?
Yeah.
Like I said, hopefully the Jets have somewhat of a strategy to mitigate it, but I'll keep it real. I already expect maybe a couple, even if they play their best. Like, I already know we're gonna see some. I expect at least maybe 2 to 3 ticky-tacky calls where it's just like, come on. Like, really? Mm-hmm. Again, like we saw in the previous game. So, but I'm pretty sure, like I said, we already know the Jets are aching to play the Patriots. So I'm pretty sure Robert Saleh has told them, hey, look, they're going to be very ticky-tacky. You guys got to be very strategic about how you guys are handsy and all this other stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure he's coaching them to make sure to at least minimize the penalties. Yeah. But the penalties are going to come.
Okay.
But I think they probably have a plan in place to try to minimize the effect.
All right.
The damage that penalties are going to have.
Listen, Rick, this has been a hot call from you. Before I let you go, man, give me your final score prediction. Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think this game ends up between the Jets and the Patriots?
So I think it's going to be probably like 24 to like maybe 16. No, probably a little bit closer to like 24 to like 18 or something like that. Where I think the Jets are going to somewhat dominate. And like, even though the end score is like close, but I think this is going to be like a game where, you know what I'm saying, it's a real payback game, man.
Okay.
They actually have a bit of a cushion throughout the game, and they just let like the Patriots get like one extra score towards the end, where it's like, we give you this one. We got
Okay,
you.
so 24.
So-
You're saying 24-16 Jets, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Like I said,
24-16
maybe a little bit
Jets.
more, like 18. Like I
Okay, 24-16 Jets. Go ahead, finish up.
All right. No, I said 18. So,
Okay.
I mean, it looks close, but it wasn't.
Okay. All right. Listen, Rick, I want to thank you for calling in. I got to slide off, man. You have yourself a good one. And next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, all right?
All right, yeah, definitely. Like I said, it took me a second to find you. So nice to see you again.
Salutes. Thank you again for calling in. You have yourself a good one, my
Yeah.
friend. Listen, we're going to keep getting to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is number. Call in. We're taking all callers. We're going to get to the line. But before we get there, salutes to my guy. Larry Coleman in the chat is going off, all right? Salutes to the savage Larry Coleman. Larry says, I think our defense is licking its chops to tear apart this Pats O-line. Lord have mercy. We have seen what happened when we got after Josh Allen. Mac Jones is doomed. Larry's talking facts, man. He is doomed. You know what I'm saying? This guy, I'm telling you, this Jets pass rush, Carl Lawson, Jermaine Johnson, Huff, who is playing very well this season for us ever since he's been implemented and been made active. This pass rush has really gotten rolling. Quinnen Williams already has 7 sacks this year. Mac Jones better be on his toes because he's going to be on his butt. I expect big-time hits from this New York Jets defense, absolutely bringing it to Mac Jones on a play-to-play basis. They're going to be getting after this guy, and I can't wait to see it. So listen, again, salutes to Larry Coleman. We're going to get back to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is number. Call in. We're taking all callers. Next, I'm going to my guy, Colin. Colin, I'm coming directly to you. Chris, Steve, we'll get to you in a second. Salutes to you, Colin, my guy, man. Listen, we are talking Jets Patriots, all right? There's a lot to discuss here. A lot of people looking at the situation. And I'm wondering, man, do you think that Sulla will have this team ready to go with their heads screwed on straight to go up into New England and handle business coming off of a bye? Are you concerned about the New York Jets coming out flat on the road against the Patriots? Is that a concern of yours?
What's up, Joe?
What's
What's up to the savages out there? Yeah, when I look at this game, this one is really tricky, right? Because if we win, I believe we'll be in first place.
Yep.
We would beat Miami, Buffalo, and the Patriots.
Yep.
We lose, we're in last place. So it's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? You win, you're in first. You lose, you're in last. But listen, they had a bye week to prepare for this game. You had enough time to digest the film, come up with your plays, get all your playmakers involved. So this is a no excuse game. There's no excuses here, other than the refs, giving us some lane calls or something like that. So, as for Jets fans like myself, I'm so tired of losing to New England. Is I'm at the point where I'm already writing us off on this game. It's for me now. It's I have to see it to believe it.
Wow. Okay.
Because when they played them 2 weeks ago in the Meadowlands, in MetLife, I was like, that's the game we have to win.
Mm-hmm.
And we look horrible. They changed the entire game scheme compared to all the other games that were working. All of a sudden, you're putting the game on, Zach's hands, on his shoulders to win, throwing all over the place. That's not going to win your games.
Yeah. I think he threw for 41
right now.
times. I think he threw 41 times in the last game. Yeah, he was 20 of 41 for 355 in the last game. Had 3 picks, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, he was asked to throw a lot. And our running game was doing nothing in that game, Colin. I think we only had 51 yards total on the ground. That was not a good game.
Well,
rushing as
we
well.
only ran the ball We only ran the ball like 15 times.
Yep. Yeah,
I don't think we ran the ball more than 20 times.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, that's a fact.
You know, we're not going to, and then we couldn't stop New England running game.
Yep.
Which has been an issue for the Jets since I've been following them. They just can't stop running games.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, they got to come up with whatever plan they're coming up with on the defense to stop New England from running and force Mac Jones to throw the ball. Right? We got good corners, so force them to throw the ball. Do not let them run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you do not let New England run. If they're gonna beat us, let them beat us through the air.
Yeah.
But do not let that team beat us on the ground.
Yeah.
That's what I have to say when it comes to that.
Yeah.
And
before we get there, hold on.
Jets,
Before we get there though, Colin, I want to go back to the offense and like you talked about, not putting the game on Zach Wilson's shoulders and allowing our running game to get going and work through the system. What do you say to those fans that think that unless Zach Wilson goes out, slings the ball around, and throws for over 300 yards against the Patriots, they feel like he hasn't turned the corner yet? They're going to still continue to go after him and call him a bust. What do you say to those fans about him just going out there and producing within the system and getting us wins that way?
As long as you're winning, Joe, that's all that matters. That's what I have to say to those guys, because it's not. You know, it's like basketball. Like, you know, if you don't see dunks in a game, it's like the game is boring. You know, in football, if you don't see quarterbacks throwing 60 yards down the field, you know, and getting a touchdown, it's like he's an average quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I care about the wins.
Yeah.
I care about the wins. I don't care if Zach throws for under 200 yards every game and the Jets win.
Mm.
You know, at the end of the day, you know, what we need Zach to do is be an efficient quarterback right now.
Yep.
Don't make the stupid throws. You know, the passes you throw, you know, make sure you're putting it where the receiver or, you know, running back can catch it and leave it up to them.
Yeah.
You know, to make the plays or not. But don't, you know, these in the ground throws and these throws where you're throwing high over the receiver head, you know, correct those mistakes.
Yeah.
And that's what, you know, will make him eventually become a good quarterback. The guy is like 22 or 23 years old.
Yeah.
You know, he's not even like a mature person right now.
Yeah.
So, you know, we you know, you got to be patient with him.
Yeah, there's
that's all I have to say with him.
Yeah, there's a fact that there's a lot of room to grow with him, and he's continuing to develop as a quarterback, and that's what I tell people as well, Colin. I think that he has all the tools, and we've seen the flashes. We've seen him go out there and be able to put the team on his back. We saw that against the Steelers. But I just look at it like, man, he does not need to do that every single game for us to go out here and continue to compete. I've talked to people. I've talked to a bunch of Jets fans. I go back and forth with everybody, and I tell people all the time, if Zach Wilson is just a game manager for the rest of the season, I'm more than happy for that. If we can go out there and get W's where he's throwing for somewhere between, you know, 200 and 220 yards a game or less than that, and our running game's effective and our defense is playing well and he's putting us in positions to win games and not lose them, if he's not costing us by throwing costly turnovers and all this other stupid stuff and just constantly continuing to allow the offense to move the chains, I'm more than happy with that, because that's a successful format. We've seen multiple teams win like that. Hell, the Niners, we literally play we're supposed to look like the Niners. We're pretty much looking like the Niners at this point, right? Solid running game, very good defense that stifles you. Jimmy Garoppolo is not a good quarterback, but they were going to competing for Super Bowls. They were in the playoffs year after year, just asking him to be a game manager. Nobody tells the Tennessee Titans, hey, stop handing the ball off to Derrick Henry and have, you know, Ryan Tannehill go out there and throw for 300, 400 yards every game. They don't ask them to do that. The Tennessee Titans have been winning for years doing that, right? There's multiple other teams that have done. Hell, we did that. That's how we got into the AFC championships. Solid running game, unbelievable defense that would just choke the life out of you, and a quarterback in Mark Sanchez that we didn't ask to do too much. And look where it got us. So it's a successful fit, a successful scheme, and I don't understand why we can't continue to do that. I'll give you the last word, Colin.
Yeah, I was going to say, listen, you know, Michael Carter, James Robinson, Ty Johnson, you have three guys, you know, feed them the ball, give them the rock, let them pound on New England. And, you know, you have You got Mims, you got Wilson, you got Moore, you got Barrios, you got Uzama, right? Conklin. They have enough weapons to distribute the ball. Get creative, get everyone involved in the game. Don't just be, eye on the target, forget, Wilson to Wilson only.
Mm-hmm.
At some point that combination is it's not going to work. So get all the players involved on Sunday.
Yeah.
Distribute that ball around.
Yeah. No.
Spread it out.
You're talking facts.
And, get the short passes, dink and dunk all day. I don't care.
Yeah.
Eat up the clock. That's right. You got to do everything that you can possibly do to try to win, other than just like throwing the ball 50, 60 yards down the field.
And you've got to be on point against the Patriots.
So,
you're talking facts there, Colin. You're actually talking facts. Now, before I let you go, Colin,
Yeah.
give me your final score prediction, man. Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think this game ends up between the Jets and the Patriots?
If they play their cards right and they do what they've been doing all along on all the games they've won games, 27-24 Jets.
Ooh, okay,
I think
let's
they can do
go.
it.
Colin taking the Jets tonight as well. Listen, Colin, I got to get to the rest of the guys on this line. I want to thank you for calling in. You have yourself a good one, my friend.
No worries, Joe. Take care, buddy.
All right. Listen, we're going to keep getting to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking all callers. Next, I'm going to my guy, Ted. Steve, Chris will come to you in a second. Salutes to you, Ted. I want to thank you for calling in. For those of you that do not know, Ted, savage. It's a savage. Listen, we are talking Jets, Patriots tonight, my friend. What are your expectations for Zach Wilson in this upcoming game?
Improve off the last Patriot Jet game, and don't be a Josh Allen and I almost cursed and screw up the game like you did the first game.
Okay.
And we need to come out, play it very close to the vest, and let's let Mac Jones make the mistakes.
Okay.
Let's force Mac Jones into turnovers because he's an average quarterback. Okay, Joe, we got beat by Lamontre Stevenson last game.
Yes, we did.
If you go look at his stats, he ran and he caught balls. And our defense in that game, I don't think they played okay, but not great. So there were a lot of players that were doing these crossing routes, and they were constantly open. And I'm like, what is going on here? So I think we're going to play a lot of zone. We do play a lot of zone anyway on the defense. Oh, sorry, your question was about Zach Wilson.
No,
but
I think it's more about
I think it's more about forcing the Patriots into mistakes.
Okay.
And just minimizing, the big, like what we did the first game, which was they had wide open receivers doing these crossing routes, and I'm like, we need to eliminate that. And I would say for Zach, control Matt Judon because he's a game wrecker, and do what you can to help him before.
I think it's going to be I don't mean to cut you off. I think it's going to be tough to control Judon. Again, our offensive line is not just Judon, it's Bentley, Wise Jr. as well. Our offensive line is going to be tested too, and that's true. That's another question for me as well with you is, we're looking at Max Mitchell. He's supposed to return to practice this week. It's looking like we'll see if they implement him back into the starting lineup. Would you take the chance of shaking up the Jets' offensive line chemistry at this point and insert him back at right tackle? Or would you leave Cedric Odebushi out there and just let them kind of roll this week and continue forward with that and maybe have him come back next week? Because, again, he's supposed to be back in practice. The 3-week window is going to open for him for them to take him off of IR. So what would you do there?
I would stay with what we have right now,
and
then maybe rotate him in the next few weeks because the way we dominated Buffalo's defense second half with the running game, and
Dak's going to need some pressure off of him.
Yeah.
I mean, this game is huge. I don't care what anyone says. This game is huge. For us we really need to get over the hump with this team. We really need to get over this hump, and this would set us up. I mean, to win the division, for all we know, the way things are going. Miami's tough. I think Buffalo's scared. You know, the NFL is so up and down. You can't even name who's going to be in the Super Bowl at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
it's
who
a
is the
different
favorite? Maybe Kansas City. Any other team, you could pick 10 teams right now to be in the Super Bowl. No one would be shocked.
Yeah.
No one would be shocked.
I mean, the Titans are there.
So,
the Titans are playing some good football as well. Like you said, Kansas City is there. But for the most part, things are moving and shit. We're in the mix right now. We're 6-3. A lot of people are talking about us.
Of course.
We're a scary football team, right? We can come out. We can run the football. Our defense is playing unbelievable. Like, it's a lot of things moving and shaking out there. And again, what we're doing here, it's with a lot of youth, a lot of young talent. The guys we have that are making big impacts are guys that are going to be here for years to come, and I'm excited about it. Now, going back to what we were talking about, the Jets defense matching up with this Patriots offense, like you said, Ramondre Stevenson is a guy we got to look at. I think in the last game we played them, he was their leading rusher and leading wide receiver. Are you concerned about any of the other weapons outside of him, though? Because, again, you got Miles and Parker on the outside. I know Parker's dealing with an injury. They also have Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith as well. Do you think our linebackers will be able to cover them and handle them, you know, out there? Because those are two guys that Mac Jones tries to find early and often.
Right. Well, I think we got to we match up. I think we match up pretty well with any team right now. I just think we have to get to Mac Jones. Hopefully, we can get to him with 4 pass rushers.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll mix it up and maybe do a little blitzing and maybe rushing 3 and dropping 8.
Yeah.
You know, and kind of getting more safeties and corners in coverage, and try to, you know, let them catch the short passes and make the tackle.
Yeah.
Kind of deal.
Yeah.
The best thing for us to do, Joe, is to you know, run the ball, get 150 yards rushing, and eat the clock.
Yeah.
And you know, and make it a low scoring game.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. You know, we may have to grind out a low scoring game and just have the special teams and the kicking game winner for us.
Yeah. I mean, playing complementary football will absolutely suit the Jets. Now, before I let you go, Ted, because you've been bringing some heat, give me your final score prediction, man, for this game. Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think this game ends up between the Jets and the Patriots?
I really would like to see what I said the other day, which was 34-17, and you never know in the NFL, but
okay.
I think it's going to be like a 20-17 Jet win.
All
Obviously,
go ahead, finish up.
it just have so many better players, Joe.
Okay.
We just have to get over the hump. I think this is the week to do it.
Okay. Oh, listen, I respect it. I cannot wait. Again, we get this W. It's going to be huge. Listen, Ted, I got to slide off. I got other callers. Thank you for calling in.
Yes,
Next time
sir,
I have a
Joe.
show, I want to hear from you, man.
All right, Joe. Have a good evening.
All right, you have a good one. We're going to
Take
keep
care.
into these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking our callers. Next, I'm going to my guy, Steve. Jeremy, Chris, hold on a second. We'll get to you. We're going to Steve, man. Oh, Steve, listen. We know you know your Jets. Salutes to you. I want to thank you for calling in. Listen, Steve, a lot to talk about, man. We got this Patriots game coming up. We get this W. We could be first in the AFC East, all right? We're 6-3 coming off of a bye. Are you concerned about the New York Jets coming out flat against the Patriots on the road? Do you think Sulla will have this team prepared to play coming off of a bye?
Hey, Joe. Well, first of all, thank you again for having me on your show tonight, man. It's always great to hear from you. Well, first of all, before I ask, how was the bye week for you last week?
It was phenomenal. You know, got to sit back and just relax and think about, you know, the Jets getting back out there the next week. You know, we got healthy as well. We got some guys, you know, that looking like they might be back. And Max Mitchell, the other guys got to rest their bodies as well. It was exciting. It was a good time, man.
Yeah, no, definitely. But anyway, going back to your first question, you know, listen, we have a much better team than we did last year, but I do agree with you. Coach Saleh does have to get this team prepared, ready to go on the road on Sunday to play the Patriots in Foxborough. You know, this is our second matchup with them. Obviously, the first matchup didn't go too well. You know, we lost 22-17 to them in MetLife the first time. We have to come out very, very strong. And the thing is, Joe, yeah, it is a big opportunity for the Jets on Sunday, because if the Jets do win on Sunday, we actually will be in first place in the AFC East. And now the Jets are finally in a position, because we're now coming up to the middle of November, where they're finally in a spot for the playoffs as of right now. Usually at around this time of the year for the last few years, we're always talking about going into next season, the draft, free agency, like what we're doing. But this time, finally, at 6-3, we have a shot at the playoffs as of right now. But we got to come out strong. So
yeah.
Right.
Listen. We absolutely do, Steve. We got to come out and really get rolling. And I think a big part of us getting a W in this game against the Patriots is our offense has got to come out hot. Now, a big part of that, again, Zach Wilson. He's got to come out and get rolling early. He's got to take care of the football. What are your expectations of him in this upcoming game against the Patriots, Steve?
You know, listen, he hasn't played well against the Patriots ever since he came to the NFL. He's always struggled against this team. No, listen, Zach has to come out. He's got to come out with some fire in this game. You know, he had a bye week, and
you all right, Steve? Wake up.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Go ahead.
I'm good. He's got to come out. He's got to come out, you know, very, very strong.
Yeah.
And now facing against the Patriots this Sunday. I mean, you know, listen, the Patriots are coming off of a bye as well, because unfortunately they had the same bye week as we did, which was week 10 last week. But, you know, the thing is about going into Foxborough, listen, the Patriots are definitely a much better team in Foxborough. I mean, because, you know, it is their home stadium. And the last time that the New York Jets ever won a regular season game, Joe, in Foxborough against the Patriots was back in 2008. I'm not concluding because that was a playoff game back in 2011, because obviously that was the last time we ever won at Gillette Stadium. But I'm talking about the regular season, okay? Not including the playoff wins, but back in the regular season, we haven't won in Foxborough since 2008. This is a golden opportunity to finally end that streak on Sunday.
Yeah, it is. And I think a big part of that is ensuring that our defense comes out and gets after Mac Jones. Do you think we'll be able to effectively get pass rush on him, even though, you know, again, Rankins is going to be out against this game? Do you think our defensive line will still be able to get pressure on Mac Jones without Rankins?
Oh, absolutely, Joe, because remember, lately this year, our best pass rusher has been Bryce Huff. Huff has been our best pass rusher alongside with Carl Lawson. I think with those two, if we could get after Mac Jones like we did, because remember, in the last game, our defense sacked Mac Jones 6 times the first time we played New England. Mm-hmm. We got to him 6 times that game, Joe, and guess what happened? We lost.
Yeah.
The key thing to this game is putting the pressure on Mac Jones yet again, and we're stopping Rashard Stevenson, because Stevenson was one of the other reasons why we lost the game to the Patriots the first time we played them, because he did run the ball against us well the first time we played him. That's one of the key things, too, on Sunday. Then the other thing is it's on Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson has to play a full, complete game. He's got to try to not turn the ball over against New England.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Patriots have a good defense. Their offense to me is ass, besides the fact that he's got Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, like you mentioned earlier in the show, and Stevenson, the running back, which I did talk to you about.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing. If Mac Jones cannot throw the ball, and if we stop Stevenson, that's the key way to win.
Okay. Yeah. Listen, I hear you. Now, you're talking about key ways to win. That leads me to my final question for you, Steve. Give me your final score prediction. Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think this game ends up between the Jets and the Patriots?
I think Joe, this game, it's going to be a close game. And as of right now, going into this game, we're 3-point underdogs against the Patriots as of now. But I think this is the game where we finally get our revenge on Bill Belichick and the Patriots and Mac Jones. My final score prediction for this game is I am going to give the Jets a 24-14 win in Foxborough.
Ooh, okay, let's go. Talk that talk, Steve. Listen, I want to thank you for calling
We're
in,
making
Steve.
a statement this Sunday.
Yeah, this was a phenomenal call from you, my friend. Thank you for calling in. You have yourself a good one, all right?
Good night, Joe. Bye-bye.
All right. Listen, Steve calling in with some heat. He called in with some heat. He brought his takes, and he let everybody know what time it was. Salutes again to Steve. I want to thank him for calling in. We'll keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking all callers, all right? But before we get back to the lines, my guy GVH in the chat, he's going off. Salutes to the Savage G. He's asking, evening, LBJ and Savages, what do you think is different this time around in New England, both on offense and defense, in order to win? For me, I think the thing that's going to be different this time in New England on offense is less turnovers. If we're going to get a W around here, Zach Wilson has to go in there, take care of the football, not run around like a crazy person and spin around like a ballerina and throw picks and try to force balls where they don't belong. I think as long as we play ball control offense, I think we run the ball. That's going to be a change as well. I think our running game will be more effective in this game than it was in the last one. And I think that will really help lift the Jets offense and do something different than we did in the first one. And I think defense, I personally thought that we played solidly last time we played the Patriots on defense. What it was the turnovers in our offense stalling. I think our pass rush will be able to get after Mac Jones. We saw that. We saw Bryce Huff caused an interception in that game with Mac Jones. Rushing him was actually able to get his hands on Mac Jones, which forced him to throw an interception because he couldn't get the ball out the way he wanted to. And we were just, absolutely kind of mauling him and getting after him most of the game. But I think our defense was solid. It was our offense that was stalling. So I think that's going to be the big change for us offensively. And maybe we get more turnovers as well defensively because, again, you put pressure on Mac Jones, and that boy going to get a ball up. I ain't going to lie to you. Like, Mac Jones, not very good, man. Let's keep it real. I mean, I'm keeping it real. Mac Jones, he stinks, man. Let's keep it real.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
He stinks. I'm going to keep it all the way real with you. So we're going to get back to the lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking all callers. Salutes to all the Savages in the chat. Keep going on, and we'll come back to you as well. You know what I'm saying? We talked to the Savages in the chat as well. So we're going to continue with these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Give the stream a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not subscribed. If you want to give to the platform, the Super Chat's there. Cash App is at the bottom of the screen. Anything you give to the platform is greatly appreciated. So now we're going to get back to these lines. I'm going to my guy, Jeremy. Chris, we'll come to you next. Jeremy, salutes to you. I want to thank you for calling in, my friend.
What?
For those of you that do not know, okay, let's be serious here. Jeremy, savage. He's a savage. Listen, Jeremy, this is a guy that knows his Jets. All right, let's keep it real. Salutes to you, Jeremy. We're going up against the Patriots. We're talking Jets-Patriots tonight. Give me your thoughts about this upcoming game. Do you think Robert Saleh will have this football team ready to go? And do you think the Jets staff will be able to make adjustments properly against the Patriots in this upcoming game?
Oh, absolutely. I'm extremely confident. Extremely confident.
Personally, I think this one little thing happened in that last game that just turned the whole game around, really, and it was that penalty that took away it was a 10-point swing.
Yep.
Took away the pick six, and it was just it changed the whole game, because if that penalty doesn't take place, if the refs don't call it, because it was kind of, I understand the rules, but it was kind of a weak call, but it was also a bonehead move by JSM to do it in the first place because he didn't have to. But if you erase that play and we're 17-3, that's a completely different football game. At that point, it's a completely different game. Zach is never in a position to make those mistakes because he never would have had to try. He wouldn't have been in that position where he was trying to play hero ball, because we would have had a lead, and I think that we would have been much more conservative, and those plays would not have happened.
Okay, yeah. Listen, I hear you.
I think Look, and if you consider the fact that you look at those 3 turnovers, they were devastating turnovers. You look at that penalty, that was a 10-point swing. We still only lost by 5 points.
Yeah, and I mean, but the turnovers are killing us. But like you said as well, that before the half, that situation, like you said, that them taking those, the interception off the board, the interception got returned for a touchdown off the board. It really did have us reeling, and then they came out in the second half and were able to make the proper adjustments, and that's where we saw Ramondre Stevenson really get going as well and make some plays. Now, we talked about Zach Wilson just briefly a second ago, and you talked about the hero ball and how he wouldn't have been put in those situations. What are your expectations for him coming into this game, man? Because a lot of people are looking at him right now and saying, hey, this guy needs to show us consistently that he can go out there and make it happen. What are your expectations for Zach against the Patriots?
I think he learned a lesson in that New England game for the final time, and I think the evidence was how he came out against Buffalo. I think that was like, last year he did it a couple of times, and this year he was rolling along, and he tried to do it one more time. Sometimes you revisit your mistakes, right? Sometimes it's not always, you fix a mistake and it's right. Sometimes you revisit things in your career, in your life, in different aspects of your life. And Zach Wilson did that. Like he was rolling, we were doing fine, and he reverted back to something he had done last year, because he's a competitor. It's just part of him. He wants to win. He wants to make it happen, and sometimes he loses that focus. I think that was the final thing. Not that he'll never make mistakes in his career ever, but I think that meltdown changed him. I think the change was evident when he played Buffalo. He came out and he taught himself a lesson the way he played against Buffalo, and that lesson was take what the defense gives you. Live to fight another day. Don't put yourself in a risky situation or a situation where you're going to risk the game on one play. I really believe that there was a big step forward for him, like to go from that New England game and to turn it around and have that game against Buffalo. And I'm expecting him the rest of the season to be. He might not be the guy he was against Buffalo every week, right? He might not have a 101 quarterback rating every week.
Yeah, I'm
not going to put that expectation on him, but I don't think he's ever going to be the guy he was against New England again, or not that very much in his career will you ever see him have games like that are that bad. But at the same time, I think he'll have a lot more games where you'll see him similar to the guy he was against Buffalo.
Okay. Now, I think a big thing that's going to be being looked at as well as the Jets' offensive line. Look, they got Bentley, they got Judon, they got Wise Jr. They're going to bring pressure because, as you know as well, Zach had struggled against pressure this year. Now, with us having Max Mitchell supposedly returning to practice this week, that opens up a window for the Jets to, get him back and take him off the IR. If you're the Jets coaching staff right now, would you take Max Mitchell off the IR and implement him back into the starting lineup with the offensive line and kind of shake up the chemistry? Or would you continue to go forward with what we have right now, play against the Patriots, and maybe implement Max Mitchell after this week? How would you handle this situation along the offensive line?
I would base it on what I saw in practice. I mean, I don't know what kind of shape he's in. And if he's out of sync, I mean, he's a rookie, right? He was getting better each week, but an injury like that, missing time, could set a rookie if veterans come back, rookies they need to reprogram and learn again.
Yeah.
We also don't know if he's in football shape at all. But if he was able, if he's been healthier lately, like if he had a lot of time, he's been staying fit, in shape, he comes back and he looks great. I mean, look, the play at right tackle has been digestible. Mm-hmm. It has not been good. It's been digestible. Like I have, said I have nothing against him. He's done enough for us not to lose.
Yeah.
He's, but we've had to work around it.
He seems all right.
Mitchell comes back, and practices. No, he did all right. Mm-hmm. He did, considering we're talking about six. What is he? Our sixth tackle. We went 6 deep.
Yeah.
This guy was literally taken off the garbage heap, so he did fine. I have no complaints at all about what he did. But if Max Mitchell is clearly better and in football shape, and he shows it in practice, then I think you have to do it. But I at the end of the day, I trust our coaching staff. That's the big thing about being a Jet fan that's so different, right? In a long time, in a lot of years, that I could sit there and say, I trust our coaching staff. If Max Mitchell is slated to be the starter on Sunday, I trust our coaching staff. Whereas I couldn't have said that before last year for a really long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, like you said as well, I trust the staff too, but there's a big question that I'm starting to have, right? This guy, Elijah Moore, he's really good. I know the Jets fans are upset with the way that he handled the situation, requesting a trade and stuff, but he's talented, and we've kind of moved on from that. We moved past it. All right, he's back on the field now. Do you think that they'll make a concerted effort to get him the football in this game? Because they're publicly coming out, they've came out already and announced that he's been moved to the slot where he should have been most of the time in my mind anyway, because that's where he saw success last season. That's honestly why he was drafted. From the second he was drafted, I was told he was going to be a slot guy that was going to get number one wide receiver type targets, especially with Mims on the outside at the time, Mims on the outside and Corey Davis on the outside, which then turned into Garrett Wilson on the outside and Corey Davis on the outside and Mims just on the outs at one point. What are your expectations from Elijah Moore going forward in this offense, and do you think we'll see him get a boatload of targets in this upcoming game against the Patriots, especially with Corey Davis dealing with that MCL injury and being day-to-day?
Well, I think and I expect that this move was made just in time, because the thing about Elijah Moore is in the slot, he can get off the line of scrimmage a lot faster, and he can get into a route a lot faster into the middle of the field. And I think you were just talking about it before. What are we going to do about this Patriots defensive line, right? They can get at the quarterback. We have to get rid of the ball fast. So what a perfect time to have Elijah Moore playing the slot, because that's where he could get open in a hurry. That's where we can have that 1-2 throw and utilize Elijah Moore. So this is the perfect situation for Elijah Moore right now, and this is exactly where we need him. This is the game we need him more than any other game we've played, because we need a guy who can get off the line of scrimmage and open so Zach can go 1-2 pass.
Yep.
And then, obviously, those aren't going to be deep passes, so you need the kind of talent that can do something after the ball is caught, get that yak. And I think, look, Elijah Moore's going to be great at that. I think it's the perfect time for him to be in the slot. I do expect them to really try. I mean, he's got to get open. He might be the first, really trying to get him into the game plan. What is it really? It's calling, and you could have one play called 3 different ways, and the only thing that changes is who's first in the progression. Who is the quarterback looking at first? So there might be a lot of plays where Zach looks at him first. He's got to get off the line of scrimmage and get to where he needs to be. Otherwise, Zach has to look to number 2.
Yeah.
So that's up to Elijah. If he can get off that line of scrimmage and get where he needs to be, then I expect to see a lot of quick passes to him where he'll have the opportunity to turn him into more yards. I don't think that's going to take a guy like Garrett Wilson out of the game plan, because Garrett Wilson's a guy who, they'll find a way to utilize him. It's not like, they'll be – if we're successful running the ball, we have some success, and we're able to make those quick passes to Elijah, New England has to adjust. And that adjustment will lead to play action, and it'll lead to situations where we can get the ball to Garrett Smith as well. So, and also, I don't know if Corey Davis is going to be fully ready, but I like the direction Mims has been going lately. I really do. And Mims is another perfect guy that you could throw a quick out to, a quick pass to.
Yep.
That's really good at creating that yards after catch.
Yep.
So I think we got the weapon. But I think the play calling has got to be designed to help Zach get that ball out really fast.
Mm-hmm. Well, Zach has also got to step up in recognizing what the defense is doing too, because a lot of times when they bring pressure, he looks to go back to the BYU stuff, which is run outside and just launch the football downfield. He's got to be able to recognize faster what the defense doing and just get the ball out of his hands and make the boring play, like they keep saying. A lot of his struggles this year is against pressure. He's bad against pressure. He's got to stop trying to just do the sexy play, make the small boring play, get the ball to the guy, your check down, the guy coming across accurately, and let that guy go up and pick up the yardage from the open space that's behind him. So going to the defensive side of the ball with you, Jeremy, because you've been cooking. Listen, do you think the New York Jets will be able to get pass rush against Mac Jones without Rankins on the field, man? We know he's dealing with the injury. Are you expecting this Jets defensive line to continue to maul and absolutely bring havoc to Mac Jones?
Yeah, because this defensive line is not based on any one player. And if you had to pick one, it would probably be Quinnen Williams. But if you said it was really based on one player, and that's more for up the middle run and when quarterbacks are forced, to step up in the pocket. But it really is a very well-balanced, deep room for us. So, look, we'll miss Rankins. He was playing well. But, people don't realize it against Buffalo, but I think Shep had his best game as a Jet. I mean, I've been on this guy for a year and a half saying, why is he on the team? Why is he on the team? And finally, against Buffalo, of all teams, that was Shep's best game as a Jet.
Yeah.
But in my memory, he played really solid. Obviously, we're going to need Solomon Thomas to step up. I wouldn't be shocked if you see a mix of Clemens and JFM in playing a little bit in the middle.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if they mix those guys in. Especially if and that'll just tell us how much faith they have in Solomon Thomas. Like if you start seeing JFM and Clemens rotating in and playing on the inside, that will kind of answer the question for you. But I think we have a lot of versatility on this defensive line. I'm very confident. I feel the defense is getting better every week.
Yeah.
And I'm really confident our defense is going to be fine. They're going to win us this game.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Jeremy, you're bringing the heat. My last question before I let you go, man. If you look at this Patriots offense, let's say if you were playing on a Jets defense, you look at this Patriots offense, what to you is the scariest offensive weapon that you have? Where you look at it and they say, hey, if we shut this guy down, the Patriots, it's going to absolutely give us more of a chance to get this W. What Patriots offensive weapon would you look at and say, hey, we got to get this guy and stop him and corral him?
I guess I never fear a running back. To me, it's very rarely about the running back. I mean, there are special ones, right? They can break a big play or something like that. It's not so much Stevenson. It's not so much the running back. I think the thing that I would worry about, or the thing I think that we would have to do, is they have poor quarterback play. I'm not worried about that because we are really good at making quarterbacks look bad now. To me, it's about stopping their scheme, their running scheme, right? So we're in a position to stop that running back. I'm not afraid of the running back. I don't think he has this ability to. He's not special compared to some of the guys we've already played. We've played against the toughest running back.
I hear you, but
this is about our scheme, our defensive running scheme, and winning in the trenches and beating their scheme to stop their running back.
I tell you, Ramadre, I get it, but Ramadre is – I know people don't – Ramadre to me is a very good back in this league. And like you said, he can run the ball. It's not just about handing the ball off, but him coming out the backfield as a wide receiver. I think a lot of people don't see this guy has it. I'm telling you, he has it. And there's a lot of issues with them. A lot of their weapons are, not performing. But Ramadre Stevenson, that guy's something serious. But I hear you, Jeremy. You look at that, we got to figure it out, but I think we'll be able to corral him and handle business. Now, last before I let you go, give me your final score prediction. Jets, New England, who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think this game ends up?
The Jets win 23-6.
Ooh, 23-6. That was immediately. Whoa. Jeremy coming out the gate, 23-6. Let's get it. Listen, Jeremy, before I let you go, man, give everybody your ways to reach you. You do your YouTube, you do phenomenal content. Let everybody know about it really quickly.
Oh, it's just simply Jets Chaos. The JETS, second word chaos, CHAOS. And I'm on, as you know, I'm live every Wednesday night, and videos always coming out and everything like that. So very easy to find on YouTube, Jets Chaos. Yes. Listen, Jeremy does phenomenal stuff. Listen, Jeremy, I want to thank you for calling in. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. All right, my friend? All right, man. Anytime I can, I do. You know that. Absolutely. You have yourself a good night, man. Thanks, man. Take care. All right, peace. Listen, Jeremy calling in with some heat, man. Jeremy calling in with some heat. We're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking all callers. Next, I'm going to my guy, Chris. David will come to you in a second. Salutes to you, Chris. I want to thank you for calling in. For those of you that do not know, this man, Chris, he's a savage, man. I ain't going to lie. Savage. Salutes to you, Chris. Listen, we're talking Jets, Patriots. Got this game coming up, man. What are your expectations for Zach Wilson?
Why am I getting a bad omen about this game all of a sudden? I'm getting. Is right. I'm getting a bad omen about this game. This is not MetLife. This is Foxborough. This is enemy territory. I mean, we all know what happened last time. I don't know, Joe. I don't know. I'm ultimately concerned right now.
Okay. Well, what concerns you? I mean, what do you think Zach Wilson's going to do? You think he comes out and has a repeat performance where he throws a bunch of interceptions against New England again?
Wrong. I'm worried he's going to get destroyed like last time.
Whoa, you're talking about him getting hit a lot, taking a lot of shots.
Bingo.
Whoa. Okay. So you're concerned about our offensive line. You don't think our running game is going to be able to kind of carry the load as well against the Patriots defense?
Not even close. We all know what kind of person Belichick is. I mean, us Jets fans, we have to deal with him every year. I mean, he knows our movements. He's always 2 or 3 steps ahead of us. Let's be real here, Joe, Savages. Do you really believe that we are going to be able to outsmart Belichick? Let's be real here. This is not MetLife. This is New England now. There's going to be a whole bunch of Patriot fans taunting us, and and Belichick's going to be ready to take us out.
Wow.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm just being realistic.
No,
I mean, I've seen us play against them, and it's been 2,000 years since we never win a game at Foxborough. We all know that.
Okay. Well, listen, Chris, you're giving us your takes. Now, you're talking about the Jets offense struggling. You think that they're going to be dominated, not really get things going. But what about the Jets defense? Don't you think the Jets defense will be able to get some pass rush on Mac Jones? Don't you think that Sauce and Reed will be able to shut down their wide receivers?
Once again, Belichick will be analyzing the play.
Wow.
He's gonna, what he does to rookies. We all knew. Remember what he did when Zach was a rookie, and remember he's gonna do the same thing. This is, again, as much as I don't want to admit it, this guy is one of the best coaches in the league. I'm gonna wash my mouth after I said that.
Wow.
And he knows our weakness. He knows what we're capable of. I mean, let's be real here.
Oh, okay, Chris. Listen. So my final question, I hear you. My final question before I let you go. I respect your takes. I think we'll be okay, but you think we're going to stink it up. What is your final score prediction for the Jets Patriots? Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think this game ends up?
Here's a trivia question for you, Joe, and that trivia question will have the answer. The last time we played the Patriots at Foxborough, what was the final score?
I don't know off the top of my head. Give it to me.
54-13 Patriots.
You think we're going to lose?
History repeats itself.
Wow. Come, Chris.
History repeats itself, Joe.
Okay. Listen, Chris.
History repeats itself.
Listen, Chris, I want to thank you for calling in. You know, that's a bold take. I don't agree with it, but I hear you. I want to thank you for calling in. You have yourself a good one, all right?
I hope.
All right.
Me
Listen.
too, and
Chris is, whoa, he called in and just everybody was taking the Jets. We were feeling good, and Chris said, no, we're going to get blown out 53. Whew, we're going to keep getting to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Next, I'm going to David. 718 will come to you directly after David. Listen, David, salutes to you. I'm going to thank you for calling in. We're coming off of a call where Chris is saying we're going to get blown out. What are your expectations of Zach Wilson in this game against the Patriots?
I got Chris. I'll help him out. I'm going to pull a little Mick Jagger here. Remember, I'm kind of old. I'm 58. I'm going to come to everybody's emotional rescue. I come to your emotional rescue. We don't want to be giving too much hype to the Patriots. And if anybody's doubting, let's just take a look at last week's tape.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills. We figured it out. The Patriots got lucky last time, Joe.
Okay.
They got lucky.
Yeah.
They beat us. But we had some bad breaks. They got Zach kind of on a leash. I don't like that word, but they got him now where we know what he can do and can't do. And I think they'll control Zach. They'll see what Belichick is given, and they're going to take it. And that's going to be just enough because we're going to lay the wood on them.
Okay.
We're going to take them out to the wood shack.
Okay.
We're going to give them the spanking they deserve. They deserve a good spanking.
Okay. Now
they deserve to be punished for last year's 50 running up the score, and we're going to get it this time. Now it's going to be cold. You know, it's going to be a little chilly. You got the Patriot crowd there, but I think we got the goods, and I think it's in them. I think the Bills game proved that we can play with anybody, and they can be beaten. So we're going to win this one.
Now, when you're talking about winning this game, and I love the energy that you're bringing, David, I'm looking at our defense, and I'm like, Sauce, Reed, I think they'll be able to lock up Myers and Parker, the Patriots wide receivers. I'm looking at Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. I'm looking at that matchup with our linebackers. I'm a little worried. How concerned are you about that matchup, and do you think our linebackers will be able to handle those guys in coverage?
This is where my concern is. I'm worried about the Patriots. How banged up are they going to be after this game? How many guys are going to be hobbling off that field legally? Because our guys, I think, figuring this thing out. We ain't getting these cheap penalties anymore. We're not taking them cheap penalties. We're going to hit them. We're going to hit them hard. We're going to hit them fair. We're going to hit them legally. We're going to keep the zebras out of the game. I think the defense is going to lay the wood to them. I really do.
Listen.
I'm not worried about this game.
Yeah. Okay. So
not at all. And I know that sounds puffed up, but here's the thing, Joe.
Yeah.
Here's
Talk.
the thing, listeners.
Talk.
Look what we did to the Bills. The Bills are better than the Patriots. I know they're struggling a little bit. The NFL, anybody can beat anybody any given week. But the Jets are for real. They got enough solid players in each category.
Yeah.
And they're going to win this one. They got it. They're better than the Patriots.
Okay. Well, give me your final score prediction. Jets, Patriots, who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think this game ends up?
I think we're going to give them the beating they deserve, but I don't think we're going to throw down a lot of points. We're going to score just enough on offense. So I give the offense 8 points. I'm giving our defense 12 points. So we're going to get 30. The Patriots are coming away with 12. 30 to 12.
30 to 12. That's what he's He says 30 to 12 Jets. All right. Listen, David.
30 to 12.
I want to thank you for calling in, man. You have yourself a good night.
That's right. And I'll check back in and celebrate with everyone.
Absolutely. Salutes. Listen, David calling in with some fun. He said 30 to 12. Ooh, he even gave us a little, Mick Jagger. I like that. He gave us a little vocals there. I'm feeling it. Okay, we'll keep getting to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is number. Call in. Please give the stream a thumbs up. Also subscribe if you have not subscribed and hit that notification bell. All right. You want to give to the platform, Super Chat's there. Cash App is at the bottom of the stream. Anything that you give is greatly appreciated. Next, we're going to Phenom, man. We're going to Phenom, and I want to hear from him, okay? For those of you that do not know, Phenom, savage. Savage. He's a damn savage. Salutes to you, Phenom.
What's up, Joe?
Salutes, man. I want to thank you for calling in.
What's up, Joe? How are you?
I'm all right.
No doubt, no doubt.
Listen, I want to thank you for calling in.
No doubt.
Give me your thoughts, man. Jets, Patriots. What do you expect out of Zach Wilson in this football game, man? Do you think he'll be able to bounce back from the bad game that he had against the Patriots the first time this season?
Yes, no doubt. Let me go back to some of the callers. Chris, he definitely got some emotional rescue from David. Good job by David. But you know, this is where I want to go with this. You know, styles make fights, and it makes football games too. I don't want to sound like Chris, and I'm not. But the Jets do have some concerns. New England's power running game could give us some problems.
Yeah.
You know, unlike Buffalo doesn't have the great power running game, unless you think Josh Allen's a power running back. But they have some elements of their game that can give us a problem. So, but we have a pretty good formula. We've been having a pretty good formula with Zach Wilson, not making a big mistake, running the football, playing great defense. That's been our formula for success this season.
Yeah.
And so we should go into this game with some renewed vigor. I mean, James Robinson played pretty good the first time. For us last week in his debut as a Jet, and Michael Carter has played excellent, and the defense has played great. So going into this game, you know, this is a big one for us. This can send a clear message of what kind of team we're going to be. We can be contenders or pretenders.
Yeah.
I'm betting on the contender part, not the pretender part. We're not pretenders anymore.
Yeah.
This can set us up for the rest of the season. So that's where I'm at, Joe.
No, listen,
so,
I hear you.
You guys, you and the Savages, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I hear you, Phenom. Now, my next question and my final question before I let you go is, you look at this, you look at the offense here, and I think that's one of the biggest question marks is Elijah Moore. What do you think is going to happen with him in this game? Do you think he's going to have heavy targets? Do you think the Jets offensive staff will be absolutely invested in getting the football in this guy's hands now that they've moved into the slot?
I think you have to. I mean, we don't want to force feed anybody. we want New England not to know.
I want to force feed. Listen,
not to know where the punch is coming from.
I hear you, Phenom. I want to force feed people if it's working. If we can get Elijah Moore the football it's working, force feed him. Garrett Wilson, force feed him. Everybody else do it.
No. I hear that.
Go ahead.
I hear you, Joe. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll let you make your point. I'm just saying, if it's working, I want to force feed you.
No, if it's working, we don't stop it. We don't stop throwing the blow until they stop it. I agree. But initially, we have to have the balanced attack. I want him with the right, the left, the right knee, the right elbow, the left knee, the left elbow.
Yep.
I want them to be like stopping the fight because they don't know where the punch is coming from.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want Bill Belichick to kneel before us. That's what I really want.
Okay.
But if we beat them by 1 or 100, it's fine with me.
Okay.
Just as long as we get the dub.
So before I let you go, Phenom, you're bringing the heat right now. Give me your final score prediction. Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think this game ends up between the Jets and the Patriots?
This game is probably going to be tight. It could be. I'll say this. It's 21-17 Jets.
Ooh, okay.
And I'll take it.
Okay, 21-17 Jets. Phenom has spoken, man. Yeah. Listen, Phenom, I want to thank you for calling in. Next time I have a show, man, I want to hear from you, man. You got some takes.
No doubt, Joe. Take care.
All right, you have a good one. Listen, Phenom calling in. All right, man. Whew, what a show. A lot of heat spit, okay? I'm going to go ahead and close out the show now. I'm going to give you my prediction. Listen, I think that Zach Wilson comes out in this game and plays very controlled. I think that he's learned. I think he's going to come out and take what the defense gives him and makes just the boring play. That's what I think he's going to do. I think he's going to hit his checkdowns. I think he's going to be accurate. And I think when it calls for it, I do think that Zach Wilson will utilize his feet in this football game. I could see him running for a couple first downs, maybe 2, 3, just to continue to keep drives moving. But I think that Zach Wilson is definitely going to win this game. I tipped my hand there when I said win this game, but I think he's going to work this game from the pocket. I do expect our running game to be a lot better than it was in the first game. I think that we'll rush for much more than 51 yards. I can see us running for at least over 100, 120 yards against the Patriots with Michael Carter and James Robinson combined. I think that that's going to be much better, and I think that's going to open things up as well. I think Elijah Moore will find his way. I think that this is going to be the game where Elijah Moore really makes his imprint on the offense this season. I don't know why I feel like that, but I just do. I think that this is going to be the game for this season where we go, okay, Elijah Moore is getting worked back in. That's just how I feel. I could also see Garrett Wilson having a big game here too, and making some key plays as he usually does, especially with Corey Davis and his health kind of with a big question marks around whether he'll play in this game or not, which again, right now with that MCL injury is looking more like he probably won't play, but we'll see. Defensively, I think the Jets pass rush gets after Mac Jones. I think they hassle him early, force him into some turnovers. I think Sauce and Reed just lock up Myers and Parker. I do think that the tight ends, particularly Hunter Henry, for some reason in my mind, is definitely going to be able to do some work. So I'm a little concerned about him. And I think that we keep the clamps over Ramondre Stevenson. I don't think we absolutely shut him down, but I don't think he goes as crazy as he did in the first game. Again, being their leading rusher and their leading, wide receiver. I think he had 70-something yards rushing and, 70-something yards receiving as well. I think we get him less total yards than that. So with all that said, I am taking the New York Jets to beat the New England Patriots 23-14, 23-14. I'm taking the Jets. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and close it out now. Listen, I am the man of the people. I am here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Oh, wait, before we get to that, before I close it out, I put a poll in the chat and the Savages have spoken, okay? The Savages have spoken. Salutes to all the Savages that have voted on it. 88% of the Savages say that they believe that we will beat the Patriots. 88%. Only 11% think that we won't. So there you have it. All right, there you have it. So we got to close down the show. We're getting short on time. Let me go ahead and get back to closing it out. Listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. I'm also on Twitter as well. Go on over to Twitter at The Long Beach Joe, at The Long Beach Joe. Okay, my personal page is at YoungJ000. Again, at YoungJ000. Follow me, I'll follow you right back. You want to troll me, no issues. I am the troll that lives under the bridge, and I will have my Vera Tucker jersey on at all times. At all times. He comes back next year, he's going to be dominating the same way he did this year. You want a good offensive lineman to go to USC. Fight on, okay? So come on over, follow me. I'll go right back, follow you right back. You want to troll me? We'll be down there. You know what I'm saying? I'm also on YouTube as well. Okay, come on over to YouTube, Long Beach Joe Jets, Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Type that in, subscribe, hit that notification bell so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. And if you want to troll me on there, no issues. Get in the comments, comment, and we'll troll each other. I'll go right back and forth with you. And as always, people, when you see me in person, it is arms out, chest open, free hugs for everyone. Free hugs for everyone. The hugs will cost you absolutely nothing. I want to thank you folks for listening, watching, calling in, taking the times out of your day to interact with your boy. You folks are the absolute greatest. And again, anyone, everyone, Get involved with the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. I want to thank Amy Costa for coming on tonight
90 seconds.
and sharing everything that they do over there at the Community Food Bank of New Jersey, helping the community and serving the people that need it the most. Again, cfbnj.org. Get involved any way you can. You folks have a good one. Peace. 1 second, folks. All right. Salutes to everybody. Man, what a show. A lot of calls, a lot of callers. I love going back and forth with everybody. All right. For those of you that are new, ! Links in the chat brings up my link tree. That link tree has the links to all of my social media platforms. Okay. All of it. All right. So go on over there. Follow me across all my social media platforms. It has links to all of my YouTube pages as well. Please subscribe to all my YouTube pages. I have content coming for the other YouTube pages. My schedule's crazy, but I'm telling you, it's coming. Okay, we're getting to it. So please subscribe to all of my other YouTube pages as well. Hit the notification bell so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. All right. Also, again, please follow me across my social media platforms so you can, go back and forth with me. Again, a lot of people just talk to me about everything, the Jets. Some people hit me up and just talk about life. I'm all about that too. Want to talk to me about life, what you got going on, what my advice? Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. So hit me up across my social media platform, seriously, and I'll go back and forth with you and have discussions. Again, for those of you that are new, we do this show year round. All right. Year round, we do a radio show. All right. We talk about the New York Jets. We talk about it all. Now, again, we also do live game reactions as well on this channel where we watch the game together, and then directly after it, we have a live radio show. Okay. The only thing I do not allow is cursing on my radio show. Okay. Do not call into my show cursing a bunch. I'll get you out of here, bro. I'm talking fast. This is a family show. Don't call into my show cursing like crazy. I'll get you gone. All right. I can't have that. All right. So, that's the only rule on my show is no cursing. And, hey, we'll have that discussion, go back and forth. Again, on this show, I have a queue system. I can see you. Don't call in and hang up, call in and hang up, call in and hang up. All right. If you do that, it'll put you at the bottom of the queue. Okay. If I do not know who you are when you call in and I get to you, please know what your area code is. I had discussion with somebody else. Didn't know what their area code was. Okay. All due respect. If I do not know who you are, I'm going to say, hey, your area code, I'm coming to you. Please know what your area code is. Because if you don't, what can I say? You know what I'm saying? So you'll be able to hear when I come to you. I'll say your area code and then, hey, give me your name, give me your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Please make sure when you call in, you have a good phone as well. I need to be able to hear you. Okay. Please do not call me from a Sesame Street phone that you found in the parking lot of Walmart. Okay. Please call me from a good phone so that I can hear you. If you're muffled, if you call in and you got me on a speaker phone or it's echoing, you're trying to talk to me from another room. No. All right. I need to be able to hear you. Come close to your phone. Talk to me. Let's go back and forth. And it's because I want to hear your takes. That's why I do this show. Okay. I want to hear your takes. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to conversate with you and go back and forth. But if I can't hear you, then there's nothing watching. They can't understand your take either. Okay. And if they can't understand your take and they can't evaluate what you're trying to say, what do you expect anyone to do? All right. If you have a crazy background noise, all right, a lot of people screaming and sirens going, no. Call me when your background's clear and good to go. Okay. Because if you got a bunch of noise and I can barely hear you, I'm going to have to move on from you as well. Okay. And as well, listen, there's no preferential treatment on this show. Keep it real. All right. I don't care if you've been a Jet fan for 30 seconds or 300 years. Don't care. All right. When you call in, we're going caller by caller. Okay. That's how it works. I respect everybody's time. I get to everybody as quickly as possible. You'll get, definitely a good amount of time to give me your take. I give you my take. We'll go back and forth, have respectful discussion. I don't always agree with everyone's take, but I'm willing to have that conversation. That's what I do this for. Even people that call in and they aren't even Jets fans. I have discussions with them about their teams and how they look at the Jets from the outside in, all right? But just understand that I do not care if you've been a Jets fan for 45 years. If there's people that have been on the line, okay, they're going to get on, and we'll get to you in a timely manner, believe me. You know, you're not going to have to wait, 2.5 hours to get on the show. I definitely get to everybody as quickly as possible. Now, keep in mind, this number, okay, this number not change for the foreseeable future unless I tell you it changes, all right? What a lot of veteran guys do, okay, and I'm not going to name them, but a lot of veteran guys, what they do is they call in about 5 to 10 minutes before the show starts. That's when my phone lines actually open up, about 5 to 10 minutes before the show starts, okay? Now, again, if you follow me across social media platforms, you'll know exactly when I'm going to go live. I posted hours before I'm going live, okay? Hours, some days before I go live because, again, my schedule, sometimes my shows are on a Tuesday, sometimes on a Friday. I switch things up, all right, because of my schedule, all right? Sometimes it's on different days because of schedule. Now, when you call in about 5 to 10 minutes before the show, all you got to do is wait on the lines for about 5 to 10 minutes. Then you get on the show earlier. That's what a lot of people do. And then they just wait. That's a veteran move. It's a veteran move. You'll see some of these guys in this, some of the savages in the chat. You know what I'm saying? There's people in there. I'm not going to name them. I'm not a rat. I'm not going to tell on you, but that's how some guys work. And it's a very smart move. Okay. And I'll put that out there for everybody. So you call in earlier, 5 to 10 minutes before the show opens, sit on the lines. I come on. I talk about what we're going to discuss for about 10 minutes. I give you my takes on what we're going to be talking about. Boom, I open up the lines and we get to it. All right. So that's what I do. Have a lot of fun going back and forth with everybody. And again, I respect all Jets fans, all of you, whether you've been a Jet fan for 50 years or 5 seconds. We're all in it together. We're all here wearing the green and loving the team. That's what it's all about. All right. So also game as well on this channel. We'll get back to that. I know that there's a lot of people that want me to get back to gaming. I know. Okay. I hear y'all loud and clear. I'm upset as well that I can't game with y'all constantly. Val. Salutes Val Outlaw Savage. I know that there's a lot of people that want me to get back to gaming, and I will get back to that content. My schedule's crazy, but if you see me, all right, for my new subscribers or people that's been around, you see me, I pop up and I'm playing Resident Evil, Street Fighter, NBA 2K, Madden, whatever I'm doing. Don't be surprised, bro, because we do that on this channel as well. We have a lot of fun. Come on in, join everybody else. We be talking about life and all kinds of stuff. So we have fun doing that as well on this channel. Don't be surprised if you see me up there gaming. I'm waiting for Street Fighter 6. I don't know if I've said that more than 1 million times already, but I'm seriously waiting for that game. It's going to be a minute, and I'm willing to wait. I need it to be good, okay, off the bat. I need it to be better than 5 was off the bat, okay? I need y'all to get it together, and I need Birdie and Hugo in that game, okay? And Dudley, okay? We already know DJ in there, but I need Birdie, I need Hugo, I need Dudley, all right? So we're going to see what's going on in there. But so we have a lot of fun doing that, and we'll get to that when I have the time and my schedule allows. But I know people want me to get back to it, and believe me, I want to, but my schedule's got to allow it, all right? But I will give y'all that content. I know y'all want it, and I'm here for it, okay? Believe me, I hear y'all, and I want to give y'all the best of the best, okay? I know, and I will get back to it, okay? I know people want to get back to Outlast and Resident Evil. I will get back to that, all right? I'll get back to it, I'm telling you, but my schedule is crazy. So we have a lot of fun doing that as well. I will be, as of right now, it's looking like I will be watching the Patriot game with y'all, the Jets' upcoming game against the Patriots. So as of now, that's how it looks. Again, I'll announce that. And again, we'll do the live game reaction, and we'll do a live radio show after it, as y'all know. So as of right now, it's looking like we're going to be watching that game together right here, same bat channel, same bat time. Okay. So I'll let y'all know if anything changes. But as of right now, it's looking like we'll be watching that game together and seeing what happens, okay? So with that said, salutes to everybody again. Val Outlaw, salutes to you. Y'all, I didn't say nothing, Val. I didn't say nothing. I kept, everything to myself. Val says, are you going to do the game on Sunday? Yeah. I'm going to be watching the game with y'all on Sunday. So as of right now, that's what it's looking like as of right now with my schedule. If anything changes, believe me, I will let y'all know. You'll see it on my social media. And, so salutes Larry Coleman as well. So Larry Coleman says, salutes Joe Savage out. Salutes to you, man. Thank you again for joining, coming on by. Again, salutes to Val Outlaw. Good to see you in here as well. Salutes to Christopher Cancel. Good to see you in here as well. Just, salutes to everybody that just dropped on by, said what's up to your boy. How about them Jets? GVH, good to see you in here as well. GVH had a lot of good commentary tonight, as well as Larry Coleman. Everybody did. Noah Bruno, salutes to you. Noah said, what's up, Joe? My Bills are going through their mid-season slump. Always a strong start, slow middle, strong end, hard to watch at the moment. Hey, it's tough times, but I know you'll get through it, Noah. You know what I'm saying? We're making our run right now. We're trying to handle business. You know what I'm saying? So salutes to you again. I want to thank you for coming on by as well. Salutes again to everybody again that just stopped on by. My guy, Bethpage Chris, good to see you in here as well. NY Jets FL, always good to see you in here as well, my friend. Just everybody that came on by and just said, what's up to your boy, spent time in here. Kevin Ramos as well, good to see you. Kevin Ramos says Jets 23, Patriots 17 in overtime. So he's got the Jets winning in overtime. That's huge as well. So, we're just having a lot of fun. And again, salutes to everybody that joined, came on by. Dark Soldier, good to see you in here as well. Dakota J, always good to see you. Charles Delgado, always good to see you in here as well. Salutes to everybody, man. Jets Mess, Venom G's as well. Good to see you too. So salutes to everybody. Again, I want to thank everybody for coming on by, man. I'm going to get on out of here because my schedule's crazy. I've got to go. Listen, be safe out here, people. There's a lot of crazy things going on in this world. I don't know what the deal is, all right? But the world is getting crazier and crazier. Sit down with your friends, your family, all right? Make those moments. Sit down with some good food, watch some good TV. Make those great moments, okay? Let the people that you love know that you love them in those moments, all right? It's important to me. I hope it's important to you in your life as well, because you never know these days. You really don't. So let the people that you love know that you love them the most, all right? I'm going to get on out of here. As of right now, I'll see you folks Sunday, Patriots game. So